Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm a new gardener here, and thanks to you, I've learned a lot about gardening and YouTube. I've watched a lot of you show me about deadheading, the Chelsea chop, and dividing, splitting plants. You have to forgive all the noise here because I do live on a busy street. I live in an old home. It's probably about 1890, maybe early 1906 type house. So it's an old home. It's old Victorian. But when I moved in here, I had to remove old shrubs and try to make it look a little prettier. And I'm still struggling with a few plants. And I want to give you a walkthrough tour of my garden, what I've done so far. So come along. So here I have some Weigela plants. I can't remember if they're winding roses or whatever, but I put them here and took out some Macrophylla hydrangeas. They were the blue enchantress that weren't doing well here in the full sun. You see here I have an urn here that's a metal urn and it's rusting and I need to paint it. I need to get in there and clean it up. But for now I got some. Sorry, I had to pause it because sorry for the delay. I sometimes have trouble talking, but here I have some creeping phlox that I put in here, and I think it's going to look really pretty once it blooms and spills over the urn. And I have this volunteer zinnia, and it's I think an annual, so I know it won't probably live through the winter, but I liked it. It's kind of dying down, and I thought it gives some interest for our pollinators. Here I got a I got a hibiscus plant, and I don't think it's a perennial. I don't think it'll live here in my zone. I live here in about zone 6A, 6A. I've heard all kinds of different zones at 6A and 6B, but I don't think it's going to live through the winter because we did get pretty cold here. I have some phlox, the paniculata type phlox. It's a tall phlox. I got 2 of them. I think I purchased them at Home Depot. And then I did get some of this. It's called blue fescue grass. It's ornamental, and I got quite a few of them. I got some yarrow. I'm not really fond of the yarrow. That did take a long time for it to take and start blooming because it was black when I got them, and I deadheaded a few of them, and they seem to come back. But I'm waiting to see what it's going to look like next year and whether I'm going to keep it here in this location. I got some Asiatic lilies all over, and I think these are penstems or maybe blue, some kind of beard. Please let me know what they're saying. Help me with pronunciations. I have a lot of weeds, by the way. I seem to be able to grow them much better than anything else, but this morning I have a little bee, as you can see. I do have a little pollinator there. I have a bee on there. He was sleeping on there when I got up this morning. He wasn't moving. Then I have some autumn joy sedums. I moved another bunch and I did split them up. They do need to split. I'm afraid they're going to flop. I did break one. I thought it would die, as you can see, and it came back. Over here I took a yucca plant and I took it from the backyard and moved it out here. And they say they're hard to kill, but as you see, I almost did a good job of it. I got just a little bit of it left, and it was laying down. It had flopped, and I did this earlier in the summer, and now it's maybe starting to show signs of coming back. I bought a lamp at the Goodwill store, and I thought, well, shoot, that'll take that lamp apart and that'll make a neat little yard decoration, and I'm supposed to paint it or maybe put some concrete on it and make it a concrete yard art, but I haven't got to it. You know, you can only do so much in a time. Over here I got bee balm, and when I got it, all the blooms had been spent, and I deadheaded it finally once I started seeing the blooms. Followed it down. As you can see, you got to get down to where the other buds were out, and I deadheaded them, and voila, the blooms come out. I have some quick fire hydrangeas. They were really, really beautiful when I got them back in the, I would say, early spring, but I failed to acclimate them to the yard and to the sun. I should have kept them in part sun for a little bit longer maybe, but these actually did fabulous. They're fantastic. But you can see they're starting to turn a little bit pink, as you can see if I can zoom in on the colors. But they're starting to turn, and I had to take off a couple blooms, and now I got one coming back. You see that bright white one there? Excuse me for the noise. I have a historical bell here in my yard, and I don't remember, it says Cincinnati, Ohio on it, Cincinnati Foundry. Some kind of foundry out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And it was in my dad's yard when he was a little boy. Probably about 5 miles down the road in the country, and where he had a schoolhouse that was brought to the schoolhouse, and they made it a schoolhouse bell. It was like a one-room schoolhouse. Then I have this tree here, and guys, to be honest with you, it was my grandparents, and they brought it, propagated it, brought it over here to live, and it's got disease. I've done everything to trim it back, and I did get a few little buds on it, but it's just not doing well. And I'm afraid if I cut it back and I have to remove it, I may not be able to get it out without tearing up everything. I got a little cute little concrete mushroom. It needs to be painted. So we'll probably maybe this late fall. I got some sedum that I told you I split from the front. There's some sedum there. And here's some more quick fire hydrangeas. They did not do well. They all got crispy. And so I went ahead and took off the blooms, and as you see that they are budding back, and they're doing well. I think maybe this young plant don't do well in the hot summer here with very little rain. We've had hardly any rain this whole summer. I have a plant here, I forgot the name of it, and it started with an A or something, and if you guys know the name of it, please let me know. The blooms were all spent when I first got them, and it was distressed, and I buy a lot of my distressed flowers at maybe at Lowe's or something. I bought a few hostas distressed at Walmart, but as you see, I can bring some of them back. Here's some sedum. I think these are plum sun sparklers. Not sure if I got the name right. Here's another sedum. I just planted this last night, and I think this is called Mr. Bud. I don't know. Okay, so I went and got the tag. It's Mr. Good Bud Sedum. Now, I could have gotten this confused with the Munstead Dark Sedum. So, if I'm wrong, overlook me. Like I say, I'm new at this, and I forget, and I learn from you guys. And then I got some tall ornamental grass. It's new this year. It was brown. I thought it was all dead when I got it, but I got it for like a song. So I kept watering it and waiting to see what it does for this fall. And in the spring I will chop it down and see what it does. Again, I live on a very narrow lot, and I have some tick seed here. I don't know what color it was. I don't remember. I had to go. Hopefully, I've kept all my cards, but I put them down somewhere. I don't know where they're at right this moment. Some more of the sedum that I split. And I broke this little sedum off of that stalk there that I just showed you. And this is what's I stuck in the ground, and I thought, oh, this thing ain't going to live. But believe it or not, it's done pretty good. It's starting to get greener and greener at the top. I bought some, I think it's Pride and Joy from the Proven Winners group. And I brought it home, and it was either so watered and soaked that when I opened it out of the plastic container, it just broke apart in every which way. And I've done everything to save it. And I'll show you its propagations that I took off from it later on. I took some clippings because I had no choice because I lost half the plant. So I did go get some more Pride and Joy, and I moved it a different section, but it's not getting full sun like I think it wants. But right now, this is where I got it for now because I was afraid it was trying to break on me as well. So they are pretty fragile. So be careful when you open them up and handle them with care, and maybe have your hole dug and your everything watered in there. So that's what that looks like, and it's starting to bloom. Now over here, I have some Chelsea Winter of 2019. It is the Atlantis plant. It's a sedum. It's a stone crop. And I somehow put it in the shade, maybe part shade, not meaning to keep it here, but I needed a place to fill this area for now. As you see, I had an old tower here, and we tried to build something to keep the kids off. It needs to be painted, and that will get done on my next year's list. This year was to make a garden. I don't know why, but I decided to do a garden. Sorry for me panning too fast. I don't mean to, but here's a Christmas tree hosta that I split and I made 5 plants out of. Here's the original section, and then I'll show you those others in a minute. But here's a regular hosta. I can't remember what kind it is. It does have some kind of stripes in it, but it's done well. And I made about 3 or 4 plants out of this one, and I made 5 out of the Christmas tree hosta. So I'll show you one of my. So here's one of my Christmas tree hostas that I got going, and yeah, it's done well. I have some azaleas over here that I bought a couple years ago, and I put in this section over here by the porch. It's kind of part shade, part sun, and I have not seen much bloom. They're going to be white. I have some kind of white trumpeted flowers, but I haven't only seen maybe 4 on the bush. But this year I've seen some growth out of it, so I'm hoping and praying that this thing's going to produce and show us some love here, because I've done my best to keep it going. Here's some more of my hostas. And that's what the other hostas looked like. They were that big and full when I split them. So they're pretty. I got some agashi plants now here. Or plant. I heard from you guys about how they're pollinators, and I've got 2 bees on this one, and I just love it. I'm not afraid of them. They seem to be happy where they're at, and they seem to tolerate me being around, as long as I don't swipe at them or touch them, or they've been leaving me alone. So now I've got a little every other thing going on here as a quick fire, and then I'll have the grass, the ornamental grass, as you see, going and down, and then I got ornamental grass, so you can see the ornamental grass, and then I have a quick fire hydrangea, ornamental grass, and quick fire hydrangea. I got that going on down, except when I get down the end. Then I kind of had to switch it up because I'm not too sure about this ornamental grass, how it's going to go. Now here's some more tick seed. It's the yellow daisy type thing. I had to give a little bit of a haircut just to get it to go again, and now I see it starting to come back alive. This plant here is not doing well for me. I don't know what's wrong with it. And it was supposed to be a double coated butter pecan coneflower. But when I got it, it was half dead. I thought it was beautiful when I first got it, and then I can't seem to do anything with this. I'm afraid to do it. So I am going to let some of it go to seed. I had deadheaded a few, and it's just not doing well. Here's a little pagoda I got at Gabe's. Believe it or not, I think it's the Gabe's where it's Old Time Pottery Barn and Gabe's had merged. I have a coneflower back here I deadheaded when it was spent, and nothing's ever come back from it. I don't know if I've done it wrong, so we'll have to figure that out. But I'm gonna wait and see what it does next year. But I like the coneflowers, but nothing's doing well. And I got that in the Meyer, and you would thought it would do well for $10, but here's some more of this Atlantis that I have. Got a little frog here. Another mushroom. Some more blue tick seed. With little yellow tips to it. I don't know what kind it is, guys. Like I said, I think I keep the card near it, but here's some Speedwell. And I did take the tops off, and it did come back, rebloom for me, so that did well. And it's a young plant, just put in this year. There's another quick fire hydrangea. I swear this one had looked pretty bad. I got 3 of them on the discount rack at Home Depot because they were kind of fried. But as you see, this is trying to make a way back here, and I'm trying to let it just make it through this winter and see what happens. Catmint. I have catmint right here, and I put it in about 2 months ago. I really like it. It smells good. I did try to take off some of the dead spent blooms and see if they come back, and so far I haven't had a lot of luck with it, but it still seemed like it's thriving well. I may have overwatered it, who knows. I transplanted some creeping flock, and it's an evergreen, and it's doing okay. I think once it comes back next year, it'll, pop up better and look nicer. Here's helium. I don't know how you say it, but you guys got the gist. It's not doing well either. I think it was pretty well spent when I bought it. Looked kind of bad. And I tried to bring it back, and maybe sometimes you give it too much love, it don't like it, so wait and see. Here's some more of the grass. This is a new one for me. I just put in last night. Just made it home. I got this at Home Depot. I thought I got the one that was on sale for this new Labor Day sale, but apparently I grabbed the wrong one. I got the bigger, better looking bunch. But this is a rainbow coneflower, and it's an Echinacea family, and I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, just wait and see. I got some that's going to bloom. Haha, I got to be there. And here's some more sedum. This sedum here is a new one as of last night as well, and it's going to go. I told you it's either the dark red bud, and it really don't look red, but it does look a dark pink, and it's not done blooming. Allium, and I forgot the name of the allium plant, but I'm giving you a start of my garden. So here's another mushroom, and here's another one of those quick fire hydrangeas. And I'm going to get rid of this plant here. This is a lilac tree that like I showed you in the front. I forgot to tell you the name of it, but it's a lilac tree. And like I said, it was my grandmother's. And it looked okay. I don't think this ever looked real great, but no one ever pruned it and took care of it. And you know, but it doesn't, it's kind of back from the bottom up. But I do have some weeds or something growing in here. I got to figure it out. I'm either going to take it out. I like to put something nicer in here, but I don't know. I don't really want to have to fool with it too much. I really want it to just do its thing. And guys, tell me in your comments below what you think about it, whether I should get rid of it. I really had my eye on getting a ornamental, some kind of evergreen lollipop plant, but that's kind of what I wanted to put in here. Here's lavender. When I bought it, half of this one was bad, and I've tried to doctor it up, and it still looks bad. The other half, I'm hoping and praying looks like it's coming out of it. Here's another lavender. I liked it so well, I went and got another one. I like the smell of it, and when you put your hands in it, it does smell good. And here's next to last quick fire hydrangea. It's the paniculata version, and I love it. I decided they told me that I probably should sacrifice the blooms and make it stand up better and everything, but I think I wanted it for the first year, you know, see what it looks like during the fall, because it is supposed to be beautiful. I had some old limestones slabs. I think they're shell stones or whatever, but I took them, and I have quite a few of them throughout the yard to put in. I thought, well, sedum is a stone crop, and it loves to be around that stuff, and it doesn't hurt it. And I like the interest of the look of it, and a place to stand. And because I've watched Laura on Garden Answer, she had put in a palette pathway, and then I started seeing this palette pathway as a fad. This is only one palette. I got to procure some more palettes, and I don't know where to seem to get them, and I've been promised a few from friends, but so far no go. But I have plans to make an area here, and I'm going to clean up some other stuff. Again, I inherited a house, I got a house that needs a lot of work done, and so I'm just spent my whole summer out here trying to get this place looking nice and working on my flowers. Here I have another quick fire hydrangea. It was total toast. It was dying when I got it, and I got it for $5 on the discount rack at Lowe's or something. Maybe a little bit more, but because it was so pitiful, they were going to throw it in the trash, and I said, let me have it, and I'll give you something for it. And they charged me, I don't know, maybe upwards of $15 even. But I got it, and I've taken it, and I babied it and babied it. I took the old dead leaves off of it. I did the scratch test on it, and it was still green, so I decided to keep on with the course and let it sit there with all those blooms on it. Well, I decided later on take the blooms off, and because I didn't have no leaves, and I was trying to save it, and it did come back. As you see, it's budded. A few weeks ago it started budding out of the blue, and I'm just tickled to death because I love it. And this whole area is going to be a new garden for me. I just haven't spent that much time in the backyard as having the front. But this is a Rose of Sharon tree, and my parents brought it in from my grandmother's house there in Middletown, and it's going to get a good shot back this year. I'm going to take about a third of it off, because that's about all you can do, is take about a third. And so I'm going to start getting these upper branches and trim it down so they look good for next year. And I did try to trim it back last year, and I just didn't trim enough of it off, but it's overtaken the yard. So I do plan making a flower bed here and coming up and bringing it all the way back here to this entrance back here. Got some chairs that I left out here in the yard when I moved in, and I'm going to have to either have it reupholstered or throw it away or something, because the upholstery's running out. And I want to get some kind of arbor vitaes, whatever they call it. Whoops, sorry. And I want to cover this garage area here with something and take away this, you know, it's not so pretty. It's not a place that, you know, it was put in here in 1944, this garage, and back then they didn't spend the extra money or have maybe extra money. And I have some extra rocks that I've been putting in the yard that was given to me, that someone come in and just threw it in my yard and said, here, I got this for you. And I've been putting in my name tags of the flowers underneath them to preserve it, keep them from flying away. And some of the bricks are going to go away. I've got a lot of yard trash. And then I have a dumping station back here because we had a sinkhole. Yes, you see some debris here from my house. Part of my roof had needed some repairs, and we're going to take measurements off this, and we're going to keep it until we get the repairs done this fall before winter sets in. Here's my mother's memorial garden, and I didn't plant it, but I did add one thing to it, but everything's died off in it. And because I didn't take good care of it when I first got here, because wasn't really my garden at the time, but now I decided it's mine, and I'm going to fix it up, and well, it's mine in my yard, whatever I'm maintaining, I guess is what I'm saying. But I don't care for the yucca plants. They stick you, and they can poke your eye out if you ain't careful. But this is where I took one of these. This is the one I took, the yucca plant. I took one of them out and put it in the front yard, and I would have thought it lived, but it doesn't look good. Then I have some creeping flock in this big kettle. The kettle needs painted, and everything just needs a good fresh coat of paint and looking good. I had some daylilies here. Oh, I got a shadow. I have daylilies here that I cut back because you guys said if they look spent, you can probably get a new flush if you cut it back. I did the cut back on it, and people come in and said, oh, you killed it, and look here, it's coming back. That's another Asiatic lilies. They're not reblooming. I don't know what's going on with them, but here's some more daylilies. And we do have some kind of a hydrangea. This is a macrophylla type. I think that's a red one. It's struggled here all year long. It needs to probably be in a more shadier spot that I had showed you way over here. I'm going to probably move it over here, but I just haven't had time, and I'll get to it, and maybe this fall I'll get looking good. The temperatures have been really high, like in the high 90s with the humidity factors like in the hundreds, and I'm just not able to do that. Here I got some macrophylla. These are the blue enchantress. I'm probably going to have to put some acidic fertilizer out here for them, but I think it's still too early to put them out there yet because it might fry them. But they were blue really well earlier, and plus I think it's either getting either too much water, not enough water, too much sun. But they were really blue, and they looked really fabulous. But I think I put water on them at night, and I heard that you're not supposed to put water on them at night. Water at night because of that, the spots they get some kind of mold or fungus on them, so they need to be treated. Over here, I've put some privacy fence type grass. I'm hoping it grows tall enough. I split it like a lot of you guys suggested. You get them and you split them. Well, I should have probably split this a little bit more and made thirds and see what it does next year, because I really need to get rid of, look at my neighbor's stuff here. It's a mess. All their stuff's growing through my fence. And so last but not least, I have some hostas, and I got some wintergreen boxwood here put in, and a lot of these were distressed. They look terrible hostas. I got some heuchera, and this is the Purple Palace heuchera. It's the only one that's got a bloom on it. This one down here, I don't have any blooms. It's probably so dark you can't see. I apologize. And there's about 2 or 3 of those. And here's my, that's that little garden here on this side. It's the shade. I got some azaleas there. These are a taller, they're not the dwarf version like the others I showed you. I think they're growing, but I need to get, might not be able to keep them there, because the hydrangeas that I got, those might need this area here instead. So it's a learning curve to see what, you know, you got to know your area of how much sun you're getting, and what areas or zones that you have. You got to plan it out, and I kind of started out just any old way I could, and saw plants and I wanted to put them in, and if I have to move them around during the spring, I'll move them around, or maybe late fall whenever it's a lot cooler and before the frost. But please like and subscribe to my channel. Again, my name is John, and I thank you for watching and kind of hanging out with me right now. I'm new to this, and I need all the advice I can get. And if I can give you any advice, like I say, I will share my advice as well. Thank you, and have a great